brought me through. Listen, one more verse. Listen. Justice demanded that I should die. But listen, but grace and mercy said, oh no, we've already paid the price. You see, I once was blind, but thank God he's opened my eyes and now I can see. And it's all because his grace and mercy, it came along and rescued me. Come on, you know the song. Come on, say your grace. Come on, y'all know the song. Brought me through. Oh, I hear you. I'm living this moment. Come on, sing it. I'm living this moment. I'm living this moment. Oh, yes, I am. Because of you. Hallelujah. Hey, yeah. I've got to thank him. And I've come to the conclusion that we've got to praise him too. Why? Because of his grace. Come on, somebody know what I'm talking about. Oh, your grace. You brought me out when I couldn't see my way through. Your grace, Jesus. Hey, brought me through. Hallelujah. Somebody say praise the Lord. I said somebody say praise the Lord. Grace and mercy. Somebody say amen. All right, get over the outfit. Somebody say amen. Grace and mercy brought us through. Amen. How many of you know that's true tonight? You better know it's true. See, this is how we mess up on people. We act like we the only ones that were eligible for grace and mercy. Are you listening to me? We got to cut that out. Everybody's eligible. Because we've all sinned. Why y'all stop praying? Y'all tired? We all have accounts that need some grace and need a little mercy. Because if the truth got told up in here tonight, come on, Delray, talk to me now. Where would we be had it not been for Jesus? I'd be dead if it wasn't for Jesus. Are you listening to me? So we need that grace and mercy. Amen? Tonight, I told you last night I didn't come to play. It's warfare. It's on. We're starting a battle in here against the devil. We're not going to battle with each other no more. Because as long as we battle with each other, even Abraham Lincoln said a house divided against itself, it can't stand. We got to get our stuff together. We got to press together. That stuff I was reading to you on the screen last night, it goes on to say, when we see these things, we ought to press together. Do you understand? Because we're already a minority. That's why we're called the remnant church. It says, few there be that find it. And we got to stop running the few that's trying to find it away from here. And we got to get serious about it ourselves who stay in here. Because either we going together or this thing going to blow up. This ship going to blow up in a great armada. This church is going through because Jesus captains the ship. It don't need you to run it. It don't need you to protect it. It just needs you to be in it. Get on board, little children. You got to get on board. You're just a passenger. Jesus runs this thing. It's much bigger than us. The warfare that's going on right now for souls, people trying to make up their mind to come out here or not to come back or not to come, to stay or to leave. Decisions are being made every day for eternity, and yet we can't even sit in church together. What are we preparing for? When the army gets ready to fight, they come together. All divisions, all platoons, all regiments, they come together for a common cause. Even different branches of service will serve together in conflict. And we're in the greatest conflict the earth has ever seen. I wish somebody talked to me in here tonight. We are in the great controversy, the greatest conflict known in the universe. Other worlds look at us and say, my. And it's going to be awesome because if we make it, those other worlds one day going to have to shut their mouths. Because they can't even sing the song we singing. Say, I don't know nothing about that. What is that y'all singing? What is the word redeemed? That ain't even in our vocabulary. You're going to be some special folk. I'm just trying to get there. What about you? Trying to get there. Bow your heads with me. Make us one, Father God. Make us one. We need Jesus in this place. And Lord, as we attempt warfare for the souls of men in this building this week, send the Holy Ghost. Send that massive weapon of salvation. Send it in this place. Blow up pride. Blow up selfishness. Blow up wrongdoing. And help us to gather ourselves and prepare ourselves to fight this fight with faith, with power, and with promise. And tonight, bless the word. Bless the word. We want something from the word tonight. And we anticipate your movements in this battle. In Jesus' name. Amen. Y'all keep praying for me. This thing is trying to come back on me, but we trying to fix it too. And by God's grace, we're going to get through this. Amen. He just told me to open my mouth. So I'm going to open my mouth. Whatever comes out, God is responsible for it. Amen. I hope you brought your weapon tonight. I brought mine. Yeah, got it right here. Turn with me. And if you want to dress like me the rest of the week and do some warfare, I ain't going to be mad at you now. Serious business. I do this all the time, and folks start dressing by the end because they understand how serious we are. It's just about something that keeps your mind focused on what you're doing this week. It'll be a little different. Sometimes you can use a little different. Different ain't sin. You want to join in this warfare and dress the part, you don't have to do all of this. You can get your little Army Navy t-shirt and a little fatigue on and come on in here and act like we're going to give the devil a real hard time. He's going to wage war on his kingdom. John, 4th chapter. I appreciate you getting me up a little early tonight. John, the 4th chapter. Bible says in verse number 1, when therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John. Now you got to understand something. This text isn't talking about the world. This stuff that we about to read was going on in the church. Y'all not hearing me? Why y'all quiet, Delray? Talk to me now. I'm trying to preach the word. Y'all got to help a preacher. Amen? Yeah, this stuff that we about to read is not about them. We always love to talk about them. And they need to come in here. But they can't come in here because there's too much stuff and things going on in here. So Jesus spent a lot of time in the Gospels. He wasn't talking to the world. He spent a lot of time in the first 4 books of the New Testament church talking about the church. Because he figured if the church can get right, then the world got some hope. Are you listening to me? And promises that Jesus made to us in the New Testament are for the church. But he also laid down some principles for the church. And the way we ought to operate this warfare. Are you with me now? Are you with me now, Delray? So here, Jesus was just hanging out with the boys. This would be the elders' board. See, watch how much you want to serve on a board. Because the board is usually filled with bored people. Because the ministry doesn't happen in a boardroom. You ain't doing ministry sitting in an air-conditioned office fussing about how much money. Because my church will tell you, and this on Praise Vision, so they watching. They tell you, I will spend every dime. I'm not a savings and loan. I'm not in the Office of Finance and Budgets for the United States government. I don't even worry about the budget being balanced. I want to run up a deficit. I will spend every dime on evangelism. Evangelism and Christian education. And community service. You ask him. I'll pay somebody a light bill in a minute. I don't care if he's a crackhead for the 3rd time. Because Jesus told me. He didn't say count how many times they filled out a voucher. I knew this was going to be rough. He didn't tell us to keep all these accounts. Got a T-bill in the church. You got a CD in the church. You got money in the market in the church. All this money sitting around. And then every time somebody say we need some money, we broke. It's not in the budget. I don't need a budget to operate a church. Because my Bible tells me, my God said, I will supply. Y'all not listening to me. I claim that promise. I'm serious. You ask them. I've never run a church in the hole. You have never heard that about me in ministry. You done heard some stuff. Some of it true. But you ain't never heard that David King ran a church in the hole. And I don't mess with budgets. I don't try to balance no books. I meet every need that comes in front of me. If a mama can't put her kid in church school, I tell them put them in there. Somebody come to me and say, we hungry. I say, feed them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Baby needs some diapers, go buy them.
Yes, sir. Well,
never had a kid kicked out of academy. Never had a kid kicked out of church school. Never had a kid kicked out of Oakwood. When I went to that church, 0 at Oakwood. Now we have 13 students at Oakwood, and none of them have come home because of finances. Because we going to pay the bill. We going to pay that bill. Now, I ain't going to send them to Harvard. Y'all not listening to me, because Harvard ain't God's plan. Oh, preacher, what you talking about? It's Harvard. Hey, you know, no, God said, put our kids in our schools. And as long as somebody trying to do God's will, I believe there's a blessing in it. Now, am I mad at you if you send your kid to Harvard? No. I'll even send them the lunch money. But my support, are you listening to me, is for God's plan. And if the church supports God's plan, God will work out the plan. Because it's not your plan. It's his plan. And he can't have his stuff failing. No such thing as under budget if you ask God. Church school needs some money? Put the church in the week of fasting and praying for money. Y'all not hearing me. It'll erase any deficit in God's ministries. Fasting and praying. This kind. I thought I was preaching the Bible believing people. This kind comes only. You can have all the talents in the church you want. I have no degree, that means no degree, in business. But I can do the king's business. And the king's business is easy. Let me tell you how uneducated in accounting you can be. Jesus is the only one I know who says, I'm subtracting from your check every week so I can multiply the money. Now you do that math. Do that math real quick. I'm going to subtract from your check on the top. I'm going to take all your light bill money, put it in a tithe envelope. I'm going to put 10% more on top of that, put it in a tithe envelope. And when you seal it and lick it and put it in that golden tray that passed you, I guarantee you, though that was your light bill and that was your mortgage and everything, if you're faithful to me and honor me with the first fruits, the reason some of us don't get blessed for giving is because it's leftovers. God don't eat leftovers. You are giving off the wrong principle. You paying your bills first. God said, no. As soon as you write a check for anything else but tithe, you just wiped out your blessing. Your first fruits of your increase belongs to God. And if you do it his way, he will open up windows. I'm telling you what I'm talking about because I put 3 kids in academy at the same time. I had 3 kids at Oakwood at the same time. And none of them ever owed Oakwood a dime. And all of them will graduate with Oakwood owing them. You say, well, that's because you preaching and your wife a nurse. My wife ain't worked in about a year and a half now. But my wife still pays her tithe as though she was working. She didn't get that, little Willie. She's still paying tithe like she's working. Because she said, if I don't, the little bit I got ain't going to do the trick. So she pays the tithe investing in her 401k in glory. Are you listening to me? She's sending up the timber. Because she believes the return of her investment will be greater than the money she already don't have. See, Jesus got to straighten up the church. Oh, ye of little faith wasn't directed at them out there. When the Son of Man comes, shall he find faith? Wasn't directed to straight people. They heard. Listen to this. Be careful what you hear. Some of us hear too much. Some of us need to come to church with earplugs and iPods. Something. We hear too much. Child, have you heard? Can't even get the Sabbath school class. You ain't heard what went on. As soon as they say heard, it's a rumor. And Christians ought to dismiss, not verify or validate. Oh Lord, they heard, let me stay focused. They heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John. These people mad because folk getting baptized. Y'all think there's something new under the sun, huh? Newly baptized members, they about to run them out because they want to make a fuss about who baptized them, Jesus or John, and who got the most baptisms. Ridiculous stuff will always start stupidness in the church.
Amen.
And the devil wants stupidness. He wants y'all to get real stupid. Because as long as we being stupid, we can't see Jesus. Jesus don't work in crazy. Yeah. They heard that he was baptizing more than John. Though Jesus himself didn't baptize nobody. I told you it was a rumor. You see it right here. He said, though Jesus himself baptized not. But it was really his disciples. See what happens when you get stuff thrown here? They go around saying, Jesus up there baptized. Jesus ain't even step in the water. It's a rumor. It ain't true. And most of the stuff you get from he say and she say ain't true. No, let me back up on that. It's not truth. It may be true, but there's a difference between what is true when people say Jesus has no respect for days. He said you shouldn't esteem one day above another. It's true. It's true. You can say amen. It ain't a trick question. It's true. He said you should not esteem one day above another. It is true. So that's why he esteemed the day. It's not. See, y'all be trying to explain that's not true. We don't believe that Saturday more important than you didn't esteem the day. You ought to agree with him. You're right.
That's right.
I can't esteem a day above another. You're so right. So that's why God did it. You got a problem with God esteeming one? Lord. Jesus baptized him. Check it out. But he wasn't baptized. It was his disciples. So he left. See, Jesus don't hang around rumors. Nobody's listening to me, the boy. What's the matter? Y'all love rumors and don't say? Huh? Can't live without it? As your world turns? Huh? Or y'all all young and restless? in your search for tomorrow with all your children in the general hospital. Trying to get bold and beautiful. Jesus, what did Jesus do when they started a rumor on him? He didn't confront nobody. See, y'all say y'all want to be like Jesus, right? Here is the Bible telling you what to do the next time somebody brings you a message about somebody else. Now, if they're talking about themselves and testifying, then the Bible says bear one another's burdens. But if they're not testifying, you ain't bearing nobody else's burden. You're listening to gossip. And the Bible says do what Jesus did. The Bible says Jesus left. Because if you stay there, you're not going to be able to do your mission. Jesus was on a mission. He didn't have time for gossip. He didn't care whether John baptized, George baptized, or Jeannie baptized. He just wanted souls for the kingdom of God. And as long as there was somebody baptizing, he was satisfied. So when the word came, is it you or is it John? Jesus said, later. Because we usually fight about stuff that don't matter. What does it matter who directs the choir? As long as you got one. Jesus left. He did what, everybody? Look at your neighbor and say, learn how to leave. I know you usually say learn how to lean. But that's the problem. We be leaning in too much, listening. We need to learn how to leave. Look at your other neighbor and say, learn how to leave. Jesus left to gossip in Judea and departed again into Galilee. And he must needs go through Samaria. Jesus had got an email on 4G. Y'all don't know that? Sister White says every morning, early in the morning, before the rising of the sun, Jesus would go out. No, he got him going out and checked his email. See, too often we pray. You know what we mean by pray? That's when we get on our knees and get greedy. I want this. And Lord, you know we got to have this. And you need to give me a car, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. Most of us pray on our wants and wonder why we don't get answered prayer. Because Jesus don't answer prayers when you pray in the want. He only answers prayers that are prayed in the need. He said, I will supply your needs. When you pray for your wants, you pray outside of the will of God. And the Bible says when you pray outside of the will of God, your prayer is an abomination. Now you say, well, why shouldn't I pray for what I want? Because you don't have to remind Jesus about that. He says, if you are faithful to me, I will supply your needs. And if you stay faithful to me, I will give you the desires. See, your wants are a gift. You don't have to ask me for a gift. My wife don't have to say, it's my birthday, I want a gift. Just because she is my wife, and she's sweet to me, and she's kind to me, and she's faithful to me, then when her birthday comes, I give her something she wants. Nobody has to remind me and talk to me and bargain with me, because I want to give you something. If you are a good child of mine, if you are my daughter or my son, and you've done everything I asked you to do, you don't have to tell me to give you a car at graduation. It's going to be in the driveway. He says, if you being evil know how to do that, what you got to get on your knees wasting all your prayer time in your wants? I will give you the desires of your heart. I'll cause you to ride upon high places. But what you need is more love. What you need is faith. What you need is peace of mind. You ought to be praying for... says, so he needs. See that? Jesus got an email that there was a need. And you got to understand who Jesus is. He tuned into that stuff. That was like GPS. As soon as you type needs in God's GPS, he going to smell that one out. He going to find that one. He will not get lost on his way to meet your need. So when the gossip came, he said, later for that, I got an email this morning from my father that there's a need in Samaria. Now, he departed, y'all got to get this, for Galilee. Samaria and Galilee are not the same place. And if you leave Judea and go to Galilee, a straight line is always the quickest way to get from point A to the B. But if he had taken the straight line route or the shortest route, he would have bypassed Samaria. So he went out of his way. Y'all ain't getting me. What I came to tell somebody tonight, it don't matter what they saying. Don't listen to your gossip, their friends, about what they saying about you. It don't matter with Jesus. All you got to do is tell him what you need, and he will go out of his way. He will go out of his way to keep an appointment with you, to get in touch with you, to pass by you. He needs go through Samaria. On his way to Galilee. Y'all ain't getting this yet, are you? Listen to this. And the Bible says, then cometh to the city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now, here we go, the message for tonight. Jacob's well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well. And it was about what? 6 hours. That's important. You know what time the 6 hour is? Huh? High noon. Look at your neighbor, tell him high noon. That's important. Don't lose that. It was about the 6th hour. It says, there cometh, remember he needs go through Samaria. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Why is she there? What time is it? What's the hardest part of the day? She comes to draw water. Jesus said unto her, give me to drink. I want to talk to you tonight on the subject, how Stella got her groove back. Bible says Jesus left Judea, going for Galilee, but he went through Samaria. And when he got there, see, he walked way out of his way, so he was tired. And so he had to sit down. And he's only doing this because of the email. He don't know what's happening. His father just told him to go to Samaria. When he got there, his fatigue made him sit on the well. Coincidental. Y'all ain't listening to me yet. We gonna shout in a little bit. Coincidental. He sits on the well and he's thirsty. Now it's about the noon time when he sits on the well. So nobody's there. Because it's so hot. You don't be carrying no heavy pots of water in the middle of the day. People would come in the morning or in the evening to get water. Coincidentally, Jesus sits on the well. He sits at noon, the hottest part of the day, and nobody's there to help. And off in the distance, he sees a woman. The Bible doesn't call her a name, so I can use my spiritual imagination. We'll just call her Stella. He sees Stella from down in the road, and he starts looking knocking. Somebody's coming. He's sitting on the well, thirsty, hardest part of the day. Jesus got some needs. And he needs some help. He's gone out of his way without knowing why. And here comes Stella. Ooh, boy, I love you so. Never, ever, ever gonna let you go. Now that I got my hand on you. Hey, yeah. Ooh, boy, I love you so. Never, ever, ever gonna let you go. I hope to feel the same way too. She's skipping and singing. Why? She just got her new man. Y'all ain't hearing me up here. Yeah, she said she just got her new man. And she's coming to the well now to get some water. But she comes at noonday. Why? Because Stella's got a problem. Stella's got an issue. Are you listening to me? She's got something that we all have. It's called a reputation. It's what other people think about you. It's what other people say about you. Are you listening to me? And she's stuck in her reputation. So she comes at noon so she don't have to put up with Negroes. Because she got some history. And it's not all false. It's true. Are y'all hearing me tonight? She's messed up. People don't talk to her. Are you listening to me? She's not a member of the board. She won't even let her park in the parking lot. If she comes to church, she got to park down the street. Everybody knows who she is. Her name is all through Samaria. So to avoid being talked about, she comes to the well alone, expecting to see no one. But God had already sent the email to Jesus. Go through Samaria. I know you're going to get tired. Sit down and wait there. Stay right there. Stella comes skipping to the well. Got her a new opportunity now. She walks up on the well to get some water. And to her surprise, a man is sitting on the well. And then the Negro got the nerve to say, give me drink. She was like, Samaritans are black people, read it. This is sister, give me drink. You know what she told him? What's the matter with your hands? What? Give me drink. And as soon as he opened his mouth, she knew she had been offended because he had an accent. See, we can't serve a person with a different accent. If your accent not like mine, something wrong. We can't work together. We can't draw no water together. You got an accent. You don't talk like me. Come on, Delray, talk to me before I get more brain. I grew up in this church. I know the deal. You better say amen. So I put it on Praise Vision. Say amen. We got stupidness in the church. Because your boat turned left. Mine Mine went straight. Somebody else had turned right. Left the same harbor. What's the difference if you cutting cane down in Jamaica or you cutting cane in the Everglades? You're still cutting cane, and cutting cane is cutting cane. All he said was, give me drink. And before she could just say, okay, she was like, hey, there's something different. I done stuck my foot, let me finish. For his disciples were going away unto the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him. Now you understand, this ain't an old people problem. I'm talking to young people this week. Jesus is now 31. Just the age group we talking about now. That 25 to 40-year-old crowd. That's who I came to minister today. Now I'm going to preach something for everybody, but just hold on. I know what my focus is. The reason Jesus came and ministered in this area, I believe Jesus knew. See, he was prophet, priest, and king. He knew he had to minister at 33, 32, 31. Because there are people who say you can't run the church in your 30s. And the church himself came in his 30s. Ministered in his 30s. Bled in his 30s. Suffered in his 30s. Took the pressure of Gethsemane in his 30s. He was put on a cross in his 30s. He even rose in his 30s. Some of us need to get real. You now 50-something, 60-something. But I remember Delray. I'm 40-something. And before, I've been in this church right here, born right here. Somebody testify. Born right here. And I remember before I got to be the 40 years, that means in my first 7 years here in this church, I remember people like Elder Times being called to the eldership. Now you got to understand how old I am. And ever since before I got 40 years, and I was in that first 7 before the 40 I can count, he was an elder.
Yes, sir.
Now, if he became an elder, and I've been lived 40 years since then, and I know he ain't 75. Are you listening to me? No, let's get real. Huh? Delray wasn't built upon people who couldn't give up and give a chance to young people. That's not who we are. His friend, Elder Alberry, saw them come in the church and work. Serious stuff. Not no junior this. They were elders.
Yes, sir.
I remember my mother being AY leader. I know how old my mother is. And if I subtract my years from what I know about my mother, she had to be in her 30s. Clerk of the church. Nobody's listening to me anymore. It's not how we got here. This church wasn't built upon that kind of foolishness. The old and the young. John was an elder, but Elder Sands was an elder. Brother Evans, I gonna stand up, speak up, shut up. Come on, folks. We then Elder Times would preach them next week. And we love doing Elder Times preach because we were going to get out of church in time. those people had said back then, he's too young. Don't give him responsibility. Because y'all know what he is today. Y'all know what he means to this church today. Come on, y'all talk to me. If y'all need to turn off the camera for y'all to get real, turn off the camera. I'm telling you the truth about this church. Where would this church be if he had left? Disinterested, disenfranchised, ostracized, unable to participate. You think about that. Go and finish Stella up. Listen. Samaria, how is it, she says, that thou being a Jew, ask drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? She said, I got a double minority.
Yes, sir.
No, it's really a triple minority. She was black. She's a woman. Ain't she from the wrong place? How can it be that you ask me this and I know who you are and we cousins, but we don't, see, we fight, we family. Oh Lord, somebody pray for me. We family, but we don't get along. We letting the sub family tear up God's family. And Delray, I come to tell you, we weren't built on that. I remember the day that church was basically four families: the Delrays, the Times, the Alberys, the Wells, and a few more. I'm not saying there were more, but that was, that church was like that. And we worked together. We went to ball games together, loaded up a bus. Remember that big old yellow bus we had? Break down on the way back from Fort Pierce. It was Times on board, Alberys on board, Kings on board, Delrays on board. But we all sang until the tow truck came. Yeah, we had our differences. But there's a difference between differences and pure hatred. You know what our differences were? Who had the biggest station wagon? And all boys know they won. Everybody's families got different issues. That's why we come to church. We all got at least one drunk. We all got one crackhead. We all got one person got pregnant. We all had issues. But we shouldn't let our issues divide us. Because we all need Jesus. And Jesus ought to bring us together to care for one another. Because we all can. We all come from the same place and the same blood. Devil got us hung up on the stupid stuff. They think they family supreme. Well, who don't think they family supreme? That's why you mad. Because you think your family is supreme. Nothing wrong with having good family esteem. Let everybody's family be supreme. As long as we recognize there's only one who's sovereign. I'm a Jew. And this stuff has run people out of this church. The fight for supremacy. The fight for all people. You don't know who you messing with. You don't know who you met. What that mean? I never met. What does that mean? Does anybody understand the words that come out of people's mouths? The man said, give me some drink. She telling him his family history. And that's how we get stupid in the church. The world is saying we need something. But we so busy fighting in here, running our mouths and running down the stuff that we can't hear the need. Give me drink, but you give me conversation. Conversation ain't gonna quench my thirst. I need some water, fool. How you gonna tell me about the Sabbath and my lights are cut off? Tell me about a 2,300-day prophecy when I don't know what I'm going to eat the next day. You might have 2,300 days left. I got today. And the devil's got the static on the station in the church. And we can't hear our mission and what Jesus is asking us for. So Jesus teaches us something here. He understands for him to reach her, he's got to first clear up her issues. Because what she's saying here, I got baggage. Talk to me, y'all. I got baggage. There's stuff that happened to me that nobody know about. And you asking me for water, I can't hear you because I want you to know. You don't know. I come to this world every day, ain't got nobody to talk to. And you show up, you gonna hear me. See, I hate going home. Hey, Kobe, is that thing on? Y'all streaming this? Because my wife is watching and I got to be careful what I say. But I hate to go back home after being away like that. Because my wife been at home with a 9-year-old for a whole week. And she wants some adult conversation. So I'm tired, done preached all week. I walk through the door. You won't believe what happened while you go, not hey, baby. Let me take off your boots. And she gonna tell me everything because she ain't had nobody to talk to all week except Darrell and Doug. Doug is the hamster. I thought I ought to clear that up. Because some of y'all was counting. I thought they were Mika. Doug is a hamster. This lady gets there and somebody's waiting on her and he's acting interested. Are you kidding me? You want to hear what I got to say? Huh? Listen what happened. Let's go what happened. Look at this. You Jews, and we have no dealings with the Samaritans. Jesus answered. Aren't you glad Jesus answered? And said to her, if thou knowest the gift of God and who it is that's talking to you, huh? Who said, give me drink. He said, thou would have asked me for more than just H2O. You would have asked me for LSD. Living salvation drink. He says, if you knew who I was, you understand, Stella, your search is over. I already know your baggage. That's why I'm here. Now I understand the email, child. My daddy, he emailed me this morning telling me to come this way. I didn't understand it, but in obedience, I came this way, sat down here. Now I know I was waiting for you. And baby, you got the right one now, baby. what does she do? She begins to talk to Jesus. Why? Because he's interested. You see, all we have to do with people with baggage is be interested. If you want them back in the church, get interested. If you want them to stay in the church, be interested. Stop walking around like you're the only one that got an issue. We all got issues, and we ought to bear one another's issues so we can get rid of the issues. Listen to this. The woman said to him, sir, I ain't got nothing to draw with. Still dealing with her issues. And the well is deep. What do you mean? She came? You're going to find out later she had something to draw with. She didn't come to that well empty-handed. You're going to see it in a minute. The well is deep. See, she's saying it's deep. So you got to care about people's problems. Because some of us dealing with some deep stuff. And we have nothing to draw on. It's new to us. It's breaking us down. We ain't never had problems like this before. It's deep. And we have nothing to draw on, nobody to turn to but each other. But if the devil keeps us fighting and fussing and messing with one another, then our issues are going to get greater and the well's going to get deeper. Till nothing will be able to reach us. This is how people leave the church. Problems so deep, so dark, nobody can reach them. Too late. Guess why? Because when they were reachable, we were around the dinner table barbecuing the preacher. Your child was sitting there at 6 years old, and you got potato salad, greens, and mac and cheese on the table, and you're saying that old fool at the church, that's such and such a numbskull pastor, and a Bible chef. And your child grows up hearing all this stuff at the dinner table on Sabbath. Are you listening to me? Then they turn 16, 17, and they're hard for you to deal with now. And guess where you going to send them? To the pastor. The same pastor that you convinced your child from 6 to 16 don't know nothing. He's a numbskull. Don't know what he's doing. And the conference should take him out of here and put somebody else in here. But when you got a problem, go to the pastor and talk to him. That's right. Then you're going to get mad at the pastor because he can't help your child. You messed him up. But it's the pastor's fault. Then you wonder why they ain't here. And why somebody can't just visit him. Willie, go pray for my son. He down there. You wonder why nobody can go by and just reach him and invite him to church. Because you don't talk about the church while they was growing up. Come on, Delray. You don't talk about every program of the church. When they was pulling on your leg, take us back to AY. Shut up, go somewhere, I'm going to take a nap. Now when they get 18 and you knocking on their door, get up and let's go to Sabbath school. Shut up and go somewhere, I'm going to take me a nap. Where did they learn such nasty behavior? How did they know how to talk that way? Where did they get such rebellious ideas? The well is deep. They have nothing to reach with. And look at what happens. Look. It says here, art thou greater than our father Jacob? Remember whose well it was. Now Jacob's well was there. Are you greater than him? He gave us the well. He gave us the well. Now this lady don't know who she's talking to. Jacob ain't give nothing. Jacob didn't make water. Here she is in the presence of him who said, let there be. And she trying to tell him how the well got there. No, y'all not listening to me. Y'all not listening to me. She's so stuck on her family involvement in the church. My granddaddy built this. My auntie established this. It's ours. It belongs to me. Me is mine. I told my church we ain't calling nothing a department no more. Because when y'all hear department, y'all hear compartment. Y'all know what a compartment is. You ever flown on a plane and you put it in an overhead compartment that's closed off and all your stuff inside? That's how we treat departments around here. I said, we're never going to do that again. It's a ministry. There's no department. It's not yours. In the presence of a living God who died for this church, we try to own it. I want some water. But let me tell you where the water came from, she says. And only those who come from our line are worthy. Now she got issues, but she trying to tell Jesus he ain't worthy for some water. See, the dog that bring a bone. Oh my goodness. Don't you, are you greater than Jacob? I like Jesus. He's a patient man. Because he'd be like, greater than Jacob? Jake don't even go back this far. But he didn't say that. He let her go ahead and talk a little nonsense. Are you greater than our father Jacob? And he gave us this well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle. All the man said was, give me something to drink. But Stella's messed up. She's messed. Don't y'all get it now? Say amen so I can say the benediction. Amen. Yes. Don't you get it now? She's messed up. And her messed upness causes her to leave the church. How do I know? He says, look, whoever drinks of the water shall thirst again. He says, but whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give will never thirst. Stella, don't you know who I am? I know you always meeting men that just want to take from you. But I'm the man. I ain't here to take. I'm here to give. Sisters in the house, stop marrying men that's going to take. Stop dating the boys that make you pay for the date. Leave them at home with their mama. Get you one that know how to give. I give my wife back rubs, toe rubs. Yeah, I better watch myself. What shall I say? Hush your mouth. Yeah, I give my wife the bank account. We don't fight about money. I get my check, I sign it over. Because if that girl, let me tell you, I ain't afraid. Because I'm a man. Because see, I can take it. I can sleep on the bridge. So if she take all the money I sign over her and buy dresses and shoes and we can't pay the mortgage, give me a pillow in the bridge. I'm cool. It won't be my fault. Anyway, she can't say I did it. She got all the money. Let me tell you how it works. You put that on her brain and that responsibility. Guess what? My wife don't go shopping. She don't spend that money till she makes sure she paid it off because she nervous. Because she don't like, she wasn't even a pathfinder. She can't make it. But if I sat up in there, I'm the man, and I'm going to control the money, and you're going to do what I say, and give me them credit cards, and tab this, and I'll be divorced. Fathers are supposed to be the most gracious people in the house. That's why God says, I'm your father. Fathers are supposed to be the most giving, the most sharing, the one who looks out for everybody else. Mama look out for the children. Huh? Fathers look out for the children, the dog, the mailman, anything that got to do with his house. You're supposed to be the giver, not the taker. Where my dinner is on the farm before they picked it. I have never asked my wife that question, because I believe if I squeeze her right, hold her right, give her all that she needs, provides for everything she wants, everything my wife asked me for since I married that girl, I have done it. To-do list checked off. Said I want a house with an island in the middle of the kitchen. I got that her girl a house with an island in the middle of the kitchen. She said, I want to drive Mercedes-Benz once in my life. I went and got that girl a Benz. Sure did, and I ain't shame her. And I tell you what, I ain't never had to ask for dinner. I get breakfast in bed. In bed. I'm not fooling you. My wife walks up the stairs to bring me breakfast. Why? Because I listen to her. I take care of her issues. I make sure she has nothing that in this world that she doesn't think she can have if she tells me. And let me tell you what happens. My boys grew up seeing that. And one just got married. I hear his wife say the same thing. He saw it somewhere. My girl still tells me and my wife, y'all need to get a room somewhere. He sent me that because I'm messy. Yeah, they see me being affectionate to her. I chase my wife in front of my kids. That's right. Hey, I wish a lot more fellas was jumping up, pumping their fist right now. I'm a little scared. Jesus says, I'm the man. Girl, what I got for you, you ain't never had nothing like this. And once you had this, you can't go back. You won't even drink no more regular water. But what kind of rap is that? You see, I think Jesus ain't had no rap because he was single, but that boy had a rap. He catching this girl right between the eye. What I got for you, baby, once I give it to you, give it to me, baby. Lord, help the church. I'm telling you. But translate that into church relationships. If we take care of one another and give the person next to you your best, your best. You hurting? Boy, when we finish taking care of you as a church, you'll never hurt again. You got some pain in your life, boy, when we minister to you as elders, you'll never feel that pain again. Your kids getting kicked out of church school, it won't happen on our watch. Do you know what kind of church you would have here? We have built this church too small if we do what Christ is doing to this woman at the well. See, Stella had lost her groove. How do I no, she said, look, I'm going to skip right to it now. Look, I think y'all got the point. Here it is. Jesus says to, well, let's skip down to verse 19. The woman said unto him, sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Where'd that come from? Stella came to the well singing, ooh boy, I love you so. She had just got her a new man. Jesus then said, go call your husband. She says, Lord, why you had to go there? He said, go call your husband, tell him to come here. She says to him, I have no husband. And in the Greek, that's a question mark, not a period. I have no husband. Jesus said, you have answered well, because you don't have singular husband. You have 5. And the one you singing about coming up here ain't even yours. In other words, Jesus said, I know you in a mess. I know your life is messed up and I know why. And she says, I perceive you a prophet. In other words, if it was today, she'd say, show you right. And he says, after that, listen to this. Where does she go? Jesus has asked her about her husband. What does she say? Our fathers worshipped. Our fathers worshipped. E.D. E.D. She's saying, I used to worship. I used to be in the church. But I left. My life is messed up. See, when your testimony is in the ED, y'all not getting this. When your testimony, when the